You became Prime Minister in April 2009, really in the midst of the global financial crisis. When you first came to office, what were the key challenges and how did you respond to them?
Obviously, the global economic crisis was top of the agenda. We had to deal with it. But thankfully, we had a number of things going for us. Number one, we had a very robust and resilient financial system. The banking system was more solid than before. And our regulatory mechanisms, central banks, securities commissions, were really up to the task of making sure that there were no systemic risks. And I think because of those two things that we have addressed earlier on, we could ride this crisis in a much better way. And the government responded by introducing two fiscal stimulus packages, combined worth about almost 9% of our GDP. In fact, it's one of the largest introduced anywhere in the world. So combined with our fiscal incentives, our strong and robust financial system, better regulatory mechanisms and supervision, we are able to overcome this crisis without too much pain. The World Bank has given us a growth rate expected to be in the region of 4%. IMF gave us about 3%, World Bank 4%, but I'm telling our people here that I want 2% more. Give me 5 to 6%, then I'll be a very happy person.
In terms of reforms, you really didn't waste much time announcing early on an impressive raft of economic liberalization measures aimed to attract foreign direct investment. What has been the response? What has been the impact so far?
I think it has struck a very positive resonance around the world. Malaysia is back on the radar screen. People are looking at Malaysia. But I think the benchmark should be 2010 and subsequent years. This year is really a year in which you prepare the ground, so to speak. But you can only assess the success of your policies with the outcome in a typical year, in a normal year, not when the world is going through a crisis.
In terms of corruption, what steps are you taking? Because that is closely watched by investors as well.
We have introduced the 6 NKRA, National Key Result Areas, and we have listed fighting corruption as one of the areas. We have made it quite transparent. There is the political commitment to reduce and eliminate corruption. But it is a journey, it's a process, that it cannot happen overnight, but as long as we are on the right trajectory, so to speak, that the perception with regards to corruption is getting better and better, hopefully, then we will increase investors' confidence towards Malaysia.
You have the One Malaysia pin right there on your suit. It's really all about uniting the different ethnic and cultural groups here in Malaysia. Tell me about the One Malaysia policy and the philosophy and the objectives behind it.
I think One Malaysia it's more than just about unity. It's about looking at it from different perspectives. Obviously, a lot of people associate One Malaysia with this concept of national unity, which is important. But we also see One Malaysia in terms of to leverage on our strength, unity, strength in diversity, and translate that even at a geopolitical level. We have the natural linkages with China, with India, with the Middle East, and with the Malay world. So we are actually at a very geographically and culturally very unique, because we can engage with new centers of economic growth, namely China, India, and Middle East, particularly the Gulf areas. and ASEAN. And at the same time, we are comfortable dealing with the West. We can understand them and they can understand us. So Malaysia is very unique.
You are the son of the second Prime Minister, the nephew of the third Prime Minister. Being part of a political dynasty, how has that helped prepare you for the job?
Of course, I am the first to admit that his name and his goodwill helped me. But even at early stage of my political career, I had to do it myself. I had to do it my own way. And I think that, looking back, that's the way it should be. That's helped me. Because I think I'm a stronger and more resilient politician than otherwise I would have been. And you know the political environment in Malaysia is a very tough environment. But I have succeeded, and now the next phase is equally challenging. I have to make sure that I'm able to live up to the promises that I've made to the Malaysian people. And I hope that I will put in my heart and soul to transform Malaysia and to achieve the national aspirations and our national goals.